He has certainly made his mark on the PBA Tour at such a young age. E.J. Tackett has 6 wins in the past 2 years and is looking for number 7 at the main event PBA Tour Finals from Orlando right now. This is the Main Event Entertainment Center in Orlando. It's where 4 of the world's best bowlers are competing for a PBA Tour title as we continue coverage of the Main Event PBA Tour Finals on CBS Sports Network. Today we feature the Group 2 stepladder semifinals. E.J. Tackett, Ryan Simonelli, Dom Barrett, and Tommy Jones compete to win Group 2 for a chance to bowl Group 1 winner Jason Belmonte on the championship show. Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Orlando. Continuing coverage of the PBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. Great to have with us Dave Ryan alongside the Hall of Famer Randy Peterson and bottom line partner. 4 more superstars in the sport on center stage today, but only one can win Group 2.
Yeah, it's 4 great players on tap for today. And looking at Tommy Jones, you know, can he right the ship? He hasn't looked very good throughout the competition, but can he duplicate what Jason Belmonte did last week, and that's climb the ladder and capture this Group 2 event? When I look at Ryan Simonelli, I see a couple of things. He's the only southpaw, and he doesn't have to fight through Jesper Svensson's wake anymore, and he's looked great throughout the competition. But all eyes still point to E.J. Tackett, the #1 seed. He averaged almost 250 and almost had a perfect game, 299. I think all roads still point through and go through E.J. Tackett.
Time to meet the 4 bowlers on the show today. Here's our master of ceremonies, Dennis McCamery.
It's time to meet our 4 players in the Group 2 Step Ladder Finals. Group 2 Step Ladder Finals, the #4 seed with 18 PBA Tour titles from Simpsonville, South Carolina, Tommy Jones. His first opponent is the 3 seed holding 5 PBA Tour titles from Colchester, England, Dom Barrett. The winner of that match faces the #2 seed with 7 PBA Tour titles from Cheektowaga, New York, Ryan Simonelli. And the winner of that match faces reigning PBA Player of the Year, E.J. Tackett. To see who advances to the championship match of the main event PBA Tour Finals.
All right, Dennis, thanks so much. We are ready for match 1 here. Randy Peterson, Barrett, Jones. What are you looking for?
Well, Tommy has kind of struggled throughout the competition. Don Barrett's looked pretty good, so it's going to be real interesting to see how they attack this pair. Are they going to hook it, or are they going to go straight? Because both players have done both throughout the competition. It's hard to bet against Tommy Jones. He's so good on television.
Jones, the 7th seed to start our event. Dom Barrett, the 3 seed. Tommy Jones gets us going. Tie the ball in Orlando, all 10 down for TJ.
Great opening shot there by Tommy Jones. And you wonder why bowling isn't in the Olympics. Well, let's see. Last week we had Australia versus Sweden. This gentleman hails out of England. Now they'll get it right sooner or later.
Be fun to see. Dom Barrett's first shot. All 10 down, good start.
And both players playing the lanes very similar to start. Dom working that rosin bag. Keeps it in his pocket. Wiping the oil off the ball. Pre-shot routine, very important.
5-time PBA Tour titleist, 1 major to his credit. 7th-year pro from England. Good start, 2 early strikes.
Both players using 16-pound equipment. Half the players in this event using 16 pounds, and we're seeing more and more of that. The pros going back to the heavier weight, more hitting power, and a little bit stronger dynamics when you're talking about radius of gyration and differentials.
Some fancy words there, boys.
Only 1 and 3, 965 total pins for Jones. Group 2 round robin. Disappointing by his standards. That's not a disappointing shot at all. 10 down.
Now, Tommy Jones was a power player when he first came out on tour, and now with all the power, he's kind of a tweener, but he can still get after it. Real high backswing. Tommy's a great athlete, baseball player back in the day, and just a great hand. I love the fact that his hand is open at the top of the swing so he can work the inside part of the ball.
I didn't see it in my telly, just so you know.
Jones tries to continue the perfect start to reach and does that. Knocks 10 back into the pit.
I'm bitten full of that one.
So you mentioned earlier, Randy, that each of these bowlers, Jones and Dom Barrett, taking that similar path to the pocket. At what point will it deviate? How deep into this match?
Well, you know, with every shot, the playing field changes, and so these players are going to have to stay in front of the transition. As soon as they see the ball go just a pinch high, they know it's time to move. Sometimes you anticipate that move before that even happens. Players get a feel for that and how the lanes transition throughout the course of an event. Very similar style, the high backswing, open hand. These two players mirroring one another right now on the lanes.
That is interesting. How long is that going to last? Fourth frame for Barrett. Everybody perfect so far. Seven in a row between these two star bowlers. Up steps Tommy Jones. 1-1 head-to-head with Dom. Round robin play. Got 50 bonus pins for winning that 5-pin match, 227-222.
Who's going to be the first to miss?
Fourth frame for Jones.
There it is.
It's Tommy.
So that's the transition I was talking about. But Tommy looked like he got a pretty good handful on that shot. Check this out. Pretty good location. The ball just breaks loose, and that could be transition already.
Never mind the drawing, he's going.
9-10. Open to cover. Does nicely. Good placement on the spare. Stay clean. It is our hammer tough spare replay.
And what makes this difficult is the back pin, the 9-pin. And you got to have some power to catch the 3 and drive through it to catch that back pin, the 9-pin, and Tommy does it perfectly.
Fifth frame for Jones. Back in the groove.
And that was high flush. He'll probably make a move after that.
I guess that's just the one.
Now, here's the thing. Dom Barrett's stepping up on the right lane. He's perfect. But he just watched Tommy Jones go high. As a player, that has to enter your mind. Do you make the adjustment now? Do you move off of that? Even though you've struck every time on this lane. And that's the transition. Every time a ball goes down that oil pattern, it takes oil off the lane when you're using reactive resin.
Oh. He didn't like it. And avoided a split. 7-pin only here for Barrett. That's why I found it so interesting right off the top, Randy, when you mentioned that these players were using similar paths to the pocket.
Well, this one just gets away from him, gets wide of target. But the friction on that lane gets the ball back. He almost struck.
That was early. All right, come on. Let's roll it at it.
Dom using a Maverick Pearl. Pretty strong. Take a look at it when he puts his hand in the ball, folks. You'll see a yellow pin. I'll show you this right here. There it is, that yellow pin. You see how it's above the fingers? That's going to create length and back end. That's a locator pin telling you where the top of the weight block is.
It's like we're insane.
Left lane. Coming in a touch high, 9-pin.
Very good either.
Well, Dave, you talked about how long it's going to last, and it lasted 4 frames.
So now things change dramatically.
Players have to move left, and the angles have to open up a bit.
Single pin spare conversion, no problem there for Dom Barrett from England. He and Jones, good matchup here. Match number 1, Group 2 semifinals. Group 2 semifinal stepladder action underway. Dom Barrett, Tommy Jones head-to-head. Randy, now time for today's track tech talk involving Dom Barrett.
Yeah, this is a beautiful game, and 5-step approach with a high backswing, and he creates a lot of unassuming power. Again, the hand to the inside part of the ball and the great balance at the bottom of the swing and the foul line. But here's how he creates that power. There's the open hand there, and then on the way down, he's going to cup the wrist and the elbow. There it comes. So that cupping and then the uncupping at the bottom of the swing is what creates revolutions, folks. Dom Barrett does it beautifully.
Good breakdown of Dom's game there, Randy. 11-pin lead.
Thank you, Dave.
Group 2 semifinal match number 1. Stepladder play here. We're going to take on Ryan Simonelli. Our top seed is E.J. Tackett after round robin play. Jones strikes 4 of his first 5 frames. Cut it to a 1-pin match.
Oh my.
Do that split.
Tommy right now cannot believe how much the right lane is broken down in front of him. 3, 4, 6, 7. Right through the schnozzolo. Tommy's going to try to get his ball over here and throw the 3-pin into the 4-7. The ball will take out the 6.
Does it. Nice conversion for Tommy Jones. That is a big shot.
Well, just a tremendous shot here by TJ. We talked about him being a great split shooter, and he is. Proves it right here, keeping him in the match with 2 big split conversions in the 4th and the 6th. Tyrant Pearl, his orb of choice.
Left lane for Jones. Looking good.
And right now, Tommy Jones working harder than a one-eyed cat trying to stay in this match.
I moved 2 and 1, and I drifted away from it on accident.
It's a new Randy line. Add that to your repertoire.
Well, you know. I'm not going to deny that I do have a writer, but
$9.99, pretty good. All 10 down. Dom's wife Cassie is here. Made a long trip from England. A bowler herself and nutritionist. She's on the left. She's Australian and bowled for Team Australia for a while. Pretty good to have a.
She's on the left. Ryan Simonelli's wife on
right
in the middle.
Come on now, where's one better?
Jeremy from main event on the right as well.
We saw a couple of those last week by Belmo, but
She was.
it did cost him. I'll tell you what this does, though. It keeps Tommy Jones in the match. Lanes are transitioning very quickly right now. The next shot for Tommy Jones on the right lane is going to be very interesting.
Nine pin, no problem there for Dom Barrett. Tommy Jones does finish on the right lane in the 10th frame.
Last two shots, 7 and 6, both big splits for TJ.
Right lane here, 8th frame. Down by 11. One victory in the 4 matches of round robin play. Jones in the 8th. That's got to hurry. Wow, way light. And the 1-2-4 up.
Shot.
Not close.
Shot.
No need for me to comment. Tommy did it for us. Just a bit outside.
Right lane. .460, 8 frames, trouble the first shot for Jones, but he does convert the spare to keep things interesting. Tommy talks to us about what turned his career around. Wow. Now he's headed for the Hall of Fame one day.
I got healthier again. My body went through some times where I had some injuries and stuff, and you can't beat the best of the world with some injuries. Started doing some bad things physically, bowling wise, just to kind of give into it. It was a lot me, and just got in a bad habit, and was kind of surviving but wasn't winning, and now we're back to where I feel like I can win every time I show up.
And he can. He's proved it. Had a great season last season. Oh boy.
There she is.
Wing and 10 pin.
A little ahead of it. She's a little ahead of it, and then it won't go through them. You're trying to make it. She gets steep.
Well, this match is now ripe for the taking for Dom Barrett. Max score if Tommy makes this 226. Dom can shoot 248.
Two-time titleist. Watch it. He whiffs on the 10 pin. And the door really opens wide now for Dom Barrett. On the bench sees the miss and the open frame. PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch speaks there with Tommy Jones.
Oh, he fought so hard to stay in this, only to lose the right lane completely and then with the 10 pin.
So right lane for Barrett here, trying to take advantage. Put things away. It's a high shot. And the 3-6 up could have been worse.
Right lane is completely imploded. This looks really good, and then all of a sudden it just goes sideways.
Has the spare to stay clean. That's the most important thing now after Jones had that late open. I'm sure Dom is glad he's wrapping up on the left lane here.
I'll tell you one guy that's finding this very entertaining is Ryan Simonelli, our only southpaw.
Come on. There's nothing wrong with that one.
Well, just when we wrote Tommy Jones off, this is not over.
That is a disastrous shot late so high. Ends up in a tough split. 4-7-10.
If he doesn't make this, Tommy Jones can double in the 10th and win.
He doesn't make it. 10 pin stands, open frame.
Tommy's got to finish on the right lane. He hasn't hit the pocket since frame 2.
He struck in the second. Troubles in the 4th, 6th, 8th And here he's in the 10th. What's going through his mind on that right lane?
Clueless. He has no idea what to do. He's going to make an educated guess and try to execute and hope it works. He knows if he gets it right, it hangs. If he gets it up the lane, it's going to go through the nose. Looks like he's moved in. I like this play.
Got to have a couple. There's one.
It was the right move. He moved in and moved his target with it. Don Barrett can't believe it. Needs a strike in 8.
Kurt, re-rack.
Tommy's going to take a re-rack as we take a look. Inside third arrow now. Remember where they started? They were really close to second arrow. That's a good 6 boards left at the arrows. One more just like it. And at least 8. And Tommy Jones is going to move on. Wow.
But it's the right lane. So, what adjustment now?
No adjustment. He made it. Stay the course.
Now the execution. Needs it to advance. Tommy Jones gets it. Back-to-back jacks on his troublesome right lane. Late for a rally against Don Barrett in our first match.
Let me tell you how impressive this is, because number one, you're so apprehensive because you don't know what the ball's going to do. You make a move and it works, and now you got to follow it up with a duplicate. Tommy Jones does it perfectly.
Don Barrett is stunned right now.
As we all are.
Looked like this was over. 8 pins now for the win for Jones. In our first match, step ladder semifinals, Group 2.
8 for the win, 7 tie. Anything less?
8 for victory. How's 9? How's a win for Tommy Jones?
What is that? I mean, they're like...
No idea. No idea.
2-14, 2-12. Ryan Simonelli next for Tommy Jones. Righty-lefty matchup from Orlando. An exciting finish. Jones advances. Dramatic finish. Tommy Jones in match 1 over Don Barrett. The 3 seed in Group 2. So now step ladder bowling. Simonelli Jones are next up. EJ Tack at the top seed will take on the winner of match 2 in a 2-game total pinfall match to determine the Group 2 winner. Group 2 winner will take on Group 1 winner Jason Belmonte in our championship show from here in Orlando. Right now, Tommy Jones, fresh off an incredible finish with Barrett. See how he responds in his second game. Left lane, 10-pin.
Well, it looks like he's gone to a different ball and moved farther left. Good move, good execution, and not so much on the cooperation part of the 10-pin. Missed one of these in the last match and still ended up winning.
No problem this time. From Simpsonville, South Carolina, a big Gamecock fan. Not Clemson. Not ever.
Tell you what, if Ryan Simonelli has a good look, he may be unbeatable.
Like that take. Lefty, just outside Buffalo. Great collegiate career at Erie Community College, was the National Rookie of the Year and All-American. Set up a tremendous pro career.
Little swisher leaving the 10-pin. Ryan throwing the big curve at that 10-pin. See that a lot. Most players throwing it straight and hard and taking the oil pattern out of play. Ryan's got a fresh field, a fresh playing field on his side. Finished second in the round robin group 2.
DJ Tackett. He's the top seed, waits at the top of the ladder now. Beat Tom Barrett. Lost DJ Tackett head-to-head in round robin play. Also a win over Tommy Jones. Here they are together again. That round robin match play score was 257-221 for Simonelli.
Tommy going to his interchangeable thumb. Several of the grip companies now offer that.
Second frame, first crack of that right lane. It was such a problem for him in the first game. But a great start here in his second match.
That rotation, beautiful. Beautiful axis tilt, and that time the 10 gets taken care of. And I should have said interchangeable thumb grip, because now it sounds like he's had surgery where he can have multiple thumbs on his right hand. And that's not what I meant to say.
That is not the case at all. I knew what you meant.
Thank you.
Good to clarify. Always good to clarify. DJ all 10 down left lane.
Nice ball change and good adjustment there. Ryan defeated Tommy Jones. Round robin match play.
Looks good there in the right lane, all 10 down. From hoops to hockey, the diamond to the gridiron. The morning's most outrageous team has you covered. Don't miss Boomer and Carton, presented by Gillette Pro Shield. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.
Boomer Esiason, right?
Yes.
I love him. Ex-quarterback for the Bengals. He does a nice job.
Simonelli, a little off the pocket that time from the left side. Single pin conversion coming up.
Well, it looked like he lost it off his hand at the bottom of the swing. Watch his follow through here. Now we've seen it go inside of his head, but that looked like it was short.
Has a 6 pin, has his mark. He looked down right away, didn't like it.
Yeah, he kind of came back looking at his hand like, kind of like the wet bar of soap. Out of the hand syndrome, you know, where all 3 fingers kind of come out at the same time, but his ball's still curved, so he must have helped it just a pinch at the bottom. Now, TJ working on a double.
Right lane, looks for the turkey, going for 11, yeah. Feeling good on that right lane right now. And 3 straight for an 11-pin lead.
So let's take a look at Tommy Jones and see where he was playing game 1 on the left lane. You can see how much farther left he is here in game 2.
Progressing left, getting deeper. Fifth frame for the 4-bagger. Tommy Jones, all 10 down, looking good, 60 feet to success for TJ.
The motion looks perfect now, and Tommy Jones has a lot of confidence in his ball reaction.
Good frame for Simonelli trying to respond. Does just that. Ryan talked to us pre-event, Randy, about his first step on the approach. He's made some adjustments as we check his arsenal. Do you like the approach and what you see from him technically?
Yeah, absolutely. He's using a Vandal Destroy, but you know, he's worked a lot with Mike Jasnow when he has the opportunity. Mike Jasnow in Reno, I'm sorry, in Vegas now, but Jasnow got him to get the ball into the swing a little bit sooner, and it really freed his swing out.
Ryan told us it feels a lot more natural now. Easier to get the ball to that 1-2 pocket. Case in point there. Halfway home, match 2. Jones Simonelli. 11 pins separate these two great bowlers in Orlando. Head to PBA.com to check out the latest PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game for iPhone, iPad, and Android devices. More than 18 million people have downloaded the popular game, which now features the new lanes of Route 66 and Lane 51. Check on the PBA Bowling Challenge mobile game link at PBA.com and get started today. Do you have yours downloaded?
I do.
Awesome.
I play it every time I get on a flight.
Pre-flight routine. We all have one. It's good. Tommy Jones, red hot, looks for the 5-bagger, 6th frame here. Span the lead at 21 pins. Right lane, yeah. Feeling good, thank you.
Yeah, that adjustment's really blended out this pattern that got kind of squirrely in that opening match. Tommy Jones right now kind of feels like Free Willy. He's got left and right, and that frees up the arm swing. See if we can pick up a tracer on the lane when he lets go of this one, following the ball down the lane and into the pins.
TJ takes a moment. Looks here for 6 in a row, 7th frame. Well, that finds the 1-3 pocket nicely. Crunches 10 back into the pit. And the lead balloons again.
So, you know, every player has bigger arms based on, it's not my telly, what hand they throw it with. But check out this arm versus this arm. Ryan Simonelli's right arm looks like it's been in a cast for 6 months. His left arm is gigantic.
Is that common?
Look at the size of that thing.
It's enormous. I mean, I don't really know that's from you.
It's common to be a little bit bigger, but his is like four sizes bigger. I mean, look at that thing. Forearm, bicep, everything.
It's the forearm right into the bicep. It's so striking.
It's almost like one of those little old ladies you see in Vegas that are constantly pulling on the one-arm bandit. That one arm gets a big workout and the other one doesn't.
Tackett as the top seed awaits the winner.
Yeah, good shot. He keeps himself in it.
Like Chelsea in the middle there, rooting on Ryan. Coming to us from the Buffalo area. 7 titles and a major to Simonelli's credit. U.S. Open champ. Tommy Jones, Hall of Fame credentials for his resume. 18 titles, 2 majors.
Simonelli max score 269. TJ 290. He's got to keep striking to keep Simonelli off of his back.
How about 7 straight, Tommy? Yeah. Stays red hot.
They're all ending up in a really good spot right now, and that's perfect in the 1-3. Just inside 4th arrow. He thought it was going high, and that's how much room he's got now with that bowling ball and with the line that he's playing. 7 out of 8 strikes for Jones, 6 out of 8 for Simonelli. We've got a great match coming down to the 9th and 10th frame.
Right down to the wire, nothing like it on the PBA Tour. Foundation frame for TJ, looks for the 8-bagger. 8 straight, yes. In the zone and not leaving anytime soon. Tommy Jones.
Making them look pretty easy now.
Hands.
Tennis players often have that pronounced difference between their playing hand and forearm and their non-playing arm. Simonelli, left lane, looks for a tap on the 7-pin, doesn't get it.
Yeah, a pin was sticking out of the left gutter, and it denied the messenger a chance to take the 7 out. And this might be all for Ryan Simonelli. Watch that. Unlucky here. Tommy Jones found it and then executed. And now max score for Ryan is 248. Tommy Jones is already in the 260s, does not even need a mark in the 10th.
Well, imagine that. Tommy Jones was on the verge of losing to Dom Barrett in the first game. Late break, took advantage. Knocked Barrett out, climbing the ladder. And now it looks like Simonelli will be the next victim.
Weird. 240 and lose.
Not like he bowled poorly, as he just said. Could be a 240 and not win here. But Jones has been that much better.
I don't think Tommy Jones has missed flush, though, the whole game. Everything has been buried. Ryan did leave that shaker 10 in the first and came in a bit high, leaving the 6-pin in the 4th. And then the messenger there in the 9th. But he could very easily be shooting 279 right about now. That's why it's so tough in a one-game match. And he did bowl well.
Great game, bro.
Absolutely. 248. Tommy Jones on the verge of advancing up the ladder to take on the top seed E.J. Tackett.
Ryan Simonelli averaged over 240 throughout the competition here, and he is not going to advance. And that just tells you how tough the competition is.
Jones looks for his 9th straight strike. Wow. That 1-3 pocket has no chance against Tommy Jones right now. And he has advanced to take on E.J. Tackett. Group 2 championship. 2-game total pinfall match coming up. Jason Belmonte won Group 1. It's all going Tommy's way. He's saying maybe I should save that for later. We might need it. It is our Barbazol close shave of the day, Randy.
You need to save that one. You need to save that one.
He's going to give this one a little room to the right. This is called area check. And it comes in a little light. And the little love tap on the 10 coming your way right about now.
Didn't any help that time. 290. Tommy Jones, fantastic, in a win over Ryan Simonelli. And next he'll take on the top seed of Group 2, E.J. Tackett. Randy will speak with E.J. when we return to Orlando, Florida. 11 straight strikes for Tommy Jones. 290, 248 beats Ryan Simonelli to climb the ladder. Next up for Tommy, the top seed, E.J. Tackett, joined lane level now by our Randy Peterson.
Thanks, Dave. E.J., I know that you watched the last match, and Tommy Jones made a pretty big move. What did you learn from that?
You know, he made the ball change, and he moved pretty far inside. I don't know how that's going to affect me because, you know, so far nobody's been that far left, and I've had to bowl after him. So I'll know after my practice shots to see what I'll have to do.
Let's go back a couple of weeks ago where you had the front 11, a chance to shoot 300. What was that like, and what went through your mind when you got it for the 12th shot?
It was very nerve-wracking. As you probably know, being in that position, because not very many people have done that and bowled 300 on TV. You know, the money, it makes it a little bit more nerve-wracking, but just to be in that group of people that have bowled 300 on TV is definitely was definitely nerve-wracking.
Hey, man, thanks for your time and good luck.
Thank you.
Rematch of the 2016 17 PBA Tournament of Champions in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Masters and a major champ. E.J. Tackett Jones coming up next. Climbing the step ladder. Tommy Jones from the 4th seed over Barrett. Ryan Simonelli in the single game traditional match now. It is 2-game total pinfall to win Group 2. Going to take on the Group 1 winner, Jason Belmonte, for the PBA Tour Finals Championship from here in Orlando. This will be fun. EJ, TJ, underway. All 10 down for Tackett. Match of the 2017 Fire Lake PBA TOC title match in Oklahoma. Shocking finish. Saw the flashback earlier. What that meant to EJ to win his first career major, 5-pin victory. Tommy Jones faltering late. Faces Tackett again today. All 10 down for Tommy.
The tale of 2 games. Tommy Jones left for dead in match 1 against Don Barrett. Doubles in the 10th on a lane that absolutely gave him fits. And then he shoots 290 the next game. 214, 290. Simple math means he's averaging over 250 now for 2 games. That's pretty good. And last week, Belmonte averaged right at 250 for his 4 games. And Tommy Jones on pace to do the same thing and climb the ladder again.
Get some help from the 9-pin. And down it goes for a good start for Jones.
So Tommy had a great line to the pocket last game, but he was the only right-hander. And now we've got E.J. Tackett on this championship pair, and the lanes are going to transition again, especially with E.J. Tackett and his big rev rate.
Right lane for E.J. 10-pin.
They didn't like it. Got around it early.
Four TV shows last year from Huntington, Indiana, not too far from Indy. 7 titles. 2 majors for the youngster. There's a 10-pin. (2012) 13 Rookie of the Year. Chris Schenkel Player of the Year last year.
E.J. Tackett really gets the body running to the foul line to create speed and power. Even though this is a spare ball, he still gets that backswing way up and then kind of lets it fly, comes up on his toe. And coming in late. Just a little late getting to the 1-3, leaving those half 10s.
TOC World Championship winner. Saw the numbers leading him to the top seed position here in Group 2. Weekdays at 3 Eastern, former All-Pro Tiki Barber and co-host Brandon Tierney bring their sports expertise and red-hot radio takes to television. Catch Tiki and Tierney right here on the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. All 10 down for Tommy. No, he was voted number 30 in the top 50 back in 2009. Where's Tommy right now in your mind? Top players of all time.
Oh, wow. That's a tough question. I mean, I would certainly move him up the list from 30 without question. I mean, he's got to easily be top 20.
Player of the Year in 2006.
That's a pretty strong list. You know, I know another guy that made that list. I think he was
I do too. He's right next to me.
35th.
You should be up higher.
No, that was very generous. Both players using asymmetrical bowling balls. I'll explain that in a minute.
Tommy. 10 pin, not this time. Well, the scout came across the deck and just missed the 10 pin to break a long strike streak.
I crept.
Have been 14 straight.
10 pin got redirected on the way back to the 10 pin. And getting back to the bowling balls, we have two types of balls we use on tour, symmetrical and asymmetrical. I want you to think of the core of the bowling ball as the engine. When you're using an asymmetrical ball, that's a big engine, big core, gets the ball rolling, really digging into the lanes. Both players using what we call asyms or big bowling balls.
I moved one. I think
You never got it there, though.
Yeah, I paralleled it, and I probably should have went.
Advice from PBA Hall of Famer Jason Couch. Basically a former neighbor of yours, Claremont, right?
Yes, sir. There it is, his arsenal. Ghost Jackal, #1 on the hook potential chart.
EJ Tackett all 10 down. You were speaking with EJ about that near 300 game earlier in the PBA Tour Finals. Let's flash back.
Well, it was really fun to watch, and he was just swinging it, having fun, opened the lane up, and on the last shot, he got just a little too much of it, and the ball hooked heavy and went 4 pin.
So close. Last shot almost had a really tough 4-6 split, just the 4 pin.
How quickly are the lanes going to change, and how quickly are they going to transition? Both players pretty heavy-handed, using strong bowling balls.
Whoa, he whiffed it and missed the 4 pin. Shocking for EJ Tackett. Open frame. This is a 2-game total pinfall match, but Tommy Jones just saw that lead go way up.
Missed it by 1/4 inch.
That's surprising. Tommy, who had to grind out a win over Don Barrett first match and get lucky, a late break, a mistake from Barrett. Steamrolled Simonelli in match 2. Now he's got a big opening here in the 3rd match. Strikes to take advantage and expand his lead. Not just this game, though. 2-game total pinfall will determine the Group 2 winner.
See if we can pick up the ball going through the blue oil on this shot. Looks really cool.
Six frame looks for the double. Wow. Good looking shot, 10 pin stands.
Well, he was looking to take advantage of the opening, and a good shot. Remember, he went flat 10 in the 4th, so he moved. Him, Jason Couch decided, we'll make a little move, and he did, and it was a ring and 10 this time.
Whoa, and he misses the 10 pin. I can't believe it.
God, yeah.
2 single pin spare conversion misses. 1 from EJ, now 1 from Tommy Jones. And the match shifts again dramatically. More coming up from Orlando. 8 great bowlers, the top 8 money earners from 2015 until now on the PBA Tour, making this field. First ever PBA Tour Finals. We'll have it for you from start to finish on CBS Sports Network. Here's EJ Tackett. The championship match, Group 2. Total pinfall, 2 games. Tackett, right lane. All 10 down.
You really get a good look on that angle. The ball going through the blue oil. E.J. Tackett looking to strike again to cut the deficit to 10. But take a look at this. The line that this ball creates going through that oil. Ten in the pit, looking to do it again. Cut the lead to 10. Or the deficit, I should say. Back in it.
New match after the open frame for Tommy Jones. So now to the 7th frame of game 1.
2-game total pinfall. For the right to meet Jason Belmonte for the title.
How will Tommy respond? Have that open in the left lane, now back to the right lane. They have been cruising. 14 strikes combined over 2 games. Here's the answer. Whoa. It is high. It is a split.
I don't know if he got soft or if that ball just hooked early, but it was definitely slower.
3, 4, 6, 7.
One mistake compounded by another. This ball never gets to the right, and he pays for it. 3, 4, 6, 7. He made one of these in game 1 against Simonelli. I'm sorry, against Dom Barrett in the 6th frame.
Tries again and only gets a 7-pin count out of it.
Wow.
That hurts.
Back-to-back disasters, and now he's trailing by 3.
Back shot.
So Tommy Jones facing major adversity here. E.J. Tackett had his issues with the open in the 5th, but he is working on a double and watching things unravel here for TJ.
He's moving farther left. He keeps going to the left, and that's the move. Just a bad shot on the right lane. Now Tackett working on a double.
DJ only 24 years old. He thinks he might bowl up to 20 more years with the PBA Tour. Long way to go. All 10 down. Four titles last year. World Championship Team Challenge and Bear Open and the Storm Open as well.
Follow that tracer. You can see the ball cutting right through the blue oil. Pretty cool. And a great shot by E.J. Tackett to increase his lead. Make it 23 with a strike here.
This is the 4-bagger, 9th frame. That'll help. Tap on the 10, down it goes. The lead expands for E.J. Tackett. Tommy Jones looking for answers.
Boy, did this match just flip-flop. Tommy Jones in complete control through 5, and some good pin action by E.J. Tackett. Max score 237 for E.J. Max score 224 for Tommy Jones. Tommy Jones coming off 290, right now shooting 194. And he started with a 3-bagger. Much better. See how he projected that one to the right?
Wow. So bad. Stay down.
The good news is you got 2 games. Total pinfall. Time to get back into it. The Tackett's locked in. Strike numbers are even. A couple of opens for Jones. Just one for Tackett. That came in the 5th for Jones. Back-to-back in the 6th and 7th frames.
Beautiful. Players both players on that left lane have moved in, and now they're tricking it up with their hand, trying to get the hand to go more around the side of the ball to get it to recover down lane. E.J. Tackett did it in the 9th. Tommy Jones does it here in the 10th. Right now, Tommy Jones trying to just stay close. Strikeouts, shoot 224. The worst deficit you could have going into game 2 would be 13. Push, and it doesn't. I'll tell you what, that 3, 4, 6, 7, very common for Tommy Jones. He's left 3 of them.
That is amazing. I haven't seen that many. Same lead for Jones. So he's down a bunch. There is a second game. Total pinfall. 2-game score to win the group. Good cover there. Nice. All 4 down. Nice pair.
He's 2 for 3 on that split conversion. Pretty solid. That's how you do it right there. The big opening, though, in the 7th when he left the same thing and went 6-1.
Tackett trying to close the door on game 1.
Now this looks like it was on an identical line as his last shot on this right lane. You can see the line there. You can see the oil line just left of 4th arrow. There it is. He's right on top of it, and his ball just sits there like it's gliding on a sheet of glass.
Gliding, good way to describe that. Perfection for Tackett.
Again.
A little higher this time, but
yeah,
it's still a strike.
He could have got after it a little bit more with his hand that time. Well, let's see what this next one looks like and if he's going to move off of that. There's the track. You can see it.
Ball change here for his last shot. That's inside. And the 7-pin stands to finish up his game. 236-210. So a nice lead for E.J. Tackett heading into the second and final game, Group 2. Champion to be determined. Tackett, Jones head to head.
Look at how Tommy Jones and E.J. Tackett are playing the right lane. You can see the laydown right there and then the track. E.J. Tackett right on top of Tommy Jones. Same line. And then watch the ball as it travels down that blue streak. E.J. Tackett right on top of it.
.236-210. Game 1 score. Total pinfall determines a winner here in Group 2. Group 1 winner, Jason Belmonte. He will bowl for the championship. Keep the running score here. Tackett up 26. Jones comes in high and leaves the 4-7. Could have been split.
Remember the last
I
shot.
actually thought was pretty good.
On that lane.
And I moved a couple and thought that one was pretty good. Yeah.
He went high, left it. The big split in the 10th frame, and he just got done telling Jason Couch, hey, I moved a couple and threw that good.
.47. Every pin matters. Total pinfall here. Keep the score for you.
Yes.
Not of this game, but the total pinfall between these two in 2 games. Winner takes Group 2. Jay Tackett, good start.
All right, let's take a look at the opening shot for game 2 at E.J. Tackett. There's your line. Where's he going to be now? Look at that. Inside. A good 2 boards inside of that line now. Great way to follow the track of the bowling ball, and something for the viewers to watch for. It's awesome. Yeah, E.J. Tackett moved in again on the left lane and just ripped the cover off of that shot. Tommy Jones in a 36-pin hold now. 26 from game one and another 10 here.
Time is now for Tommy. That lead gets too big, it'll be insurmountable. So second frame game two, but down by 36 pins. Works on a spare here. Second frame of game two. Third and final match, Group 2 champ to be determined. Main level look at it.
Beauty.
All 10 down, nice shot. The loser will bowl for third place on the championship show against Svensson.
Tommy Jones pretty much on that same line still, maybe just a smidge left.
Looks for the double third frame, cut to 26. Avoids a double wood.
That's why I don't think I can put the other one.
2-pin.
I'm communicating back and forth with Jason Couch, and I asked Jason if he was going to make a ball change on this left lane, and Jason said no, he thinks the next ball that he could go to is going to go too long. That one did. Tommy moved in even deeper and threw it pretty good, and the ball never picked up. So that same lineup for Tommy Jones on that left lane with a little less ball speed might get there.
When I miss in, it's the other one. I don't think the other one will have a chance. Right.
Jason Couch gives advice. 16-time PBA Tour titleist, Hall of Famer. Jay Tackett tries for the first three. Has it, expands the lead. Look at this, he's up by 46 pins. With 3 straight to start it. Tommy Jones, E.J. Tackett, 2 of 5, along with Albie Barnes and Jason Belmonte, who won Group 1 here. Bowl for the title in Orlando to be PBA Rookie and Player of the Year in the same career. That's quite a list.
Yeah, pretty awesome list to be a part of, I can tell you that. Right now, E.J. Tackett's got it on cruise control.
Wow.
All over Tommy Jones like a bulldog on a pork chop.
56 pin lead. And the front four.
Yeah, he just filled the door.
For E.J. Tackett.
That's what they are.
Right now, just got to stay the course. Jones needs the string strikes together. Can't waste the moment. Instead, he's got a tough split. 4, 6, 7.
Inside the line again, and Tommy Jones' ball reaction got destroyed by the likes of E.J. Tackett. When E.J. Tackett took to the lanes, Tommy Jones's ball reaction started to go downhill.
Grab a ball.
Tommy Jones grabbing another bowling ball.
Yep, open frame here, and the lead just balloons for E.J. Tackett on the bench. Tommy heads off set for a moment to grab some other equipment. The good news is, barring a major miracle and a comeback, that Tommy will bowl for third place. So his time in Orlando is not done with this match. Climbing the ladder to bowl so well to get here. Attack has been all over him in this final. Does get some help on number 10 there with a late nudge.
Huh? No, but that's not real convincing.
He put a great touch on this shot to get that ball to come around the corner and And just barely gets the 10 out with a soft messenger. Well, he was right on that tracer line again, and it's time for him to make a pretty good move to the left. Finds a new oil line to keep the ball from breaking too sharply into the head pin. 67-pin lead through a game and a half for E.J. Tackett.
Impressive with that ball speed. Wow, coaches down all three. 3-6-10, and he's got his mark. And stays clean after the front four. First non-strike of the second game. Up by 67. It appears as if he will face Belmo for the championship. Everything but fall down. How that 10-pin stay up.
Well, it's a ring and 10, and then the messenger comes over. It's not supposed to go down, but these young guys with all this power, I mean, watch this pin. This is a ring 10. 6 goes around. I mean, this never happened 20 years ago. And now the youngsters come out with all this power and these incredibly strong bowling balls, and you see it all the time.
Things have changed, haven't they?
They really have.
Tommy Jones, big hole. E.J. Tackett looks good, trying to win Group 2 today.
Love that guy.
Was that a little Harry Carey in there?
No, that's not Harry Carey. You'll know when it's Harry Carey.
Okay, just want to make sure. I've heard your
come on, Dave.
Excellent impression.
No, it's terrible.
The late, great Hall of Fame broadcaster.
It's not meant for this show.
Tommy Jones down 66. Does work on a strike here. 2-game, total pinfall. Group 2 final.
Interesting. I mean, what kind of comeback would this be if Tommy could somehow bail this out? He could still strike out for 246. Yeah, new ball inside the track line, and it lays there and faces up perfectly. He'd need to throw 8 in a row to finish this game to get to 246.
Seventh frame, seeks the turkey and doesn't have it. Has trouble instead with a 210. Ten-pin stands. What, if anything, did you talk to Tommy about after the heartbreak at the TOC?
Well, I asked him, you know, what happened to him mentally after that, and he said, you know, I let it go immediately, and it was just one of those things. I did everything right, except his tendency is to drift away from his target, and when you do that with urethane, and your angles open up just a bit, it could prove disastrous, and that's what happened. You know, he went high on that right lane the shot before. Now he gets back on that right lane needing a mark, and of course his brain said, all right, let's make a little bit, let's make a move, and he did. But then when he drifted left, that doubled and tripled the move, and that caused the washout.
Shocking finish. E.J. Tackett won a major as a result.
Well, this
is about to win here in Orlando.
Sorry, Dave. This is over, and he's going to take on Jason Belmonte next week for the title. Tommy Jones and Jesper Svensson will both for third in a 1-game match.
And that'll be a great third-place match, by the way. These two bowling so well in Orlando in this event. First time ever. PBA Tour Finals. Maybe the world's best on display.
Wait, the title match is the reigning player of the year and the guy before him who won it 3 years in a row, Jason Belmonte. you know, it's just the marquee matchup. It really is the matchup that you were looking for, and it was the number 1 and number 2 players as they came into this event based on prize money earned over 2.5 years.
I got a knife at a gunfight.
Knife at a gunfight, he said. Well, E.J. Tackett is doing exactly what he needs to do, and he's keeping it in play. He overcame that open frame when he missed the single pin spare.
10 pin on that shot on the right lane. Yeah, you're right. He's just been so solid. 6 strikes in this match.
Yeah, you go back and you look at PBA champion Chris Warren, and looking back at his stature back in the 90s, Chris Warren was a really dominant force, PBA champion, and he was a real small guy that created a lot of power. And it's kind of eerie, the similarities between E.J. Tackett and Chris Warren. I think Chris Warren's actually smaller than E.J. Tackett. Chris Warren could hook it gutter to gutter. But very similar in styles. They both, you know, run to the foul line to create ball speed and then really snap on it at the bottom. I remember a match between Chris Warren and Bob Vespi for a title. Talk about 2 guys that could curve it and slow curve it. Pretty fun to watch. Chris Warren came out on top.
All 10 down again for E.J. We look forward to watching Tackett.
That's ball. Thank you.
Head-to-head with Belmonte for the championship in Orlando. Jones and Svensson will also bowl each other in a 1-game match for 3rd place. Tough finish for Tommy. We bowled so well to get here.
Yeah, I mean, he really did. He fought his way through the first match, doubling in the 10th to beat Don Barrett. Then he bowls 290 against Ryan Simonelli. And now Simonelli's looking at this going, well, why me? I would have had a really good chance against E.J. Tackett, averaging 248, but wasn't to be. E.J. Tackett destroyed the right side of the lane for Tommy Jones, and that was the big difference. It was the lanes transitioning and breaking down that was the undoing for TJ.
06 U.S. Open, 07 TOC. 2 majors for Tommy Jones. His great career. 10-time member of Team USA. Finished here against Tackett. E.J. Tackett, an easy win over Tommy Jones. He'll take on Jason Belmonte for the championship. We've got more from Orlando on the way. Grand Casino Road to the championship.
Thanks, Dave. Match number 1 came down to the 10th frame. Tommy Jones got a huge break when Don Barrett split. He needed a double and count. Got the first one. There's the second. Tommy Jones, his last shot here, gets 9, and he takes down Don Barrett 214 to 212. Match number 2 featured TJ taking on Ryan Simonelli. Tommy makes a ball change, moves in, and it was nothing but strikes. It was a strike fest, TJ style. Starts with a spare, finishes with the last 11 for 290. And in the final match, he took on E.J. Tackett, but this time it would be all E.J. Look at E.J. slinging wood. After an open frame, E.J. finishes with a 6-bagger to win game 1, 236 to 210. And then in the final game, a little more EJ, carrying some nice breaks, and it was over 234 to 186. Tommy, after the 290 game, what happened to your ball reaction when EJ stepped on the lane?
Well, just that, you know, EJ's rev rate's pretty high, and he just came over him. He was a little left of me, and then when I crept a little bit, I crept right into his traffic, and then you know, just didn't have a very good ball progression from there to what to go to.
Well, you bowled great, and we look forward to your match next week with Jesper Svensson.
Yeah, it should be good. Jesper's been bowling good throughout this whole event, so we'll have one good match for $5,000.
Thanks, bro. EJ, well done. You know, I think you've come a long way since the first time we actually did an interview before you even won on television. And I go back to game one where you missed the single pin spare, and then you followed it up with a six-bagger. What's the biggest difference for you now?
I mean, that kind of stuff you just got to put out of your mind. You know, you're upset at the time when you miss the single pins. You know, that's the worst thing you can do mentally. But you just got to put it out of your mind and focus on the next shot, what's in front of you, and that's what I did.
What was the biggest difference in ball reactions? Why were you able to do what you did and Tommy wasn't?
I'm really not sure, because, you know, Tommy's been good at all over the lane, you know, his whole career. So, but for me, it was just, you know, I had to soften my ball speed up a little bit because we got a little bit farther left, and there's so much volume there that I had to get my ball to read a little bit sooner.
Talk about the matchup between you and Belmonte next week. What does he do to the lanes, and how do the lanes transition when you compete against him?
Well, that's interesting, because I've seen him throw urethane this week, or while we've been here, and I've seen him throw reactive from the left gutter. So it depends on what he does and what my game plan is going to be.
You're looking forward to that matchup?
Absolutely.
Thanks, man. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, ready, thanks with EJ and Tommy, and we are looking forward to watching EJ Tackett, who knocks off Tommy Jones for 73-96, the two-game total pinfall score in match 3 to take Group 2. So he's the Group 2 winner. Jason Belmonte is the Group 1 winner, and they'll face off for a PBA Tour title.
TheMainPlanner.com.